people in Job chapter 16 and 17. To online with people through MP3 or YouTube channel on there, we'd like to suggest good questions. In chapter 16, verse 2, I ever heard of many such things. Miserable comforters are you all? What does it mean in the context? And how should we, as comforters, do toward grievous oppression? In chapter 16, verses 21 up to 22, or that one might plead for man with God, as a man pleads for his neighbor. For when a few years are finished, I shall go the way of no return. What do we learn from here? How can we apply these to our life? Last question. In chapter 17, verses 15 and 16. Where then is my hope? As for my hope, who can see it? When they go down to the gates of Sheol, shall we have rest together in the dust? What do these mean? And what should we be watchful of? Now we get to one of the 5 poetical books: Job, Psalm, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, and Song of Solomon. The book of Job, written in about 2000 before Christ, before the book of Genesis, written in 1450 before Christ by Moses. Job lost property, his children, and suffered painful wounds from the soul of his feds until his crown. In Job chapter 1 verse 16, while he was still speaking, another who came and said, the fire of God fell from heaven and burned up the ship and the servants and consumed them, and I alone have escaped to tell you. Then Job chapter 1 verse 18-19, while he was still speaking, another also came to say, your sons and daughters were eating, drinking wine in their oldest brother's house, and suddenly a great wind came from across the wilderness and struck the 4 corners of the house. It fell on the young people, and they are dead. They are all are dead, and I alone have escaped to tell you. Job chapter 7, now Job lost his health, so Satan went out from the presence of the Lord and struck Job, and painful boils from the sole of his foot to the crown of his head. Then Job's 3 friends gave counsel to him. In Job chapter 2 verse 11. Now when Job's 3 friends heard of all this adversity that had come upon him, each one came from his own place. Elipaz the Temanite, Bildad the Shuhite, and Zophar the Naamathite, for they had made an appointment together to come one with him to comfort him. 3 friends, Elipaz, Bildad, Zophar, Counsel is dead. His suffering's reason is a sin, requiring repentance. However, another friend, Elihu, in the last chapters of the book of Job, gives a counsel through Job chapters 32 up to 37. Suffering's reason is often the means to purify the children of God. So that kind of experience to today COVID-19. So Christian really purifies us to rely upon Jesus alone, the truth. In the last chapter 14, the first round debates between Job and three friends ends. They have all concluded that Job is suffering because of sins, but Job rejected their assumption, seeing death his only way out of present pains, and Job raised the question of his life after the death, the resurrection. In the last chapter 15, Elipaz made his second counsel to Job with the same reason as the first counsel, chapters 4 and 5. But here, he is harsher than the first counsel. He is not very gentle, compassionate, or tender. In chapter 15, verses 34 and 35, for the company hypocrites will be barren, and fire will consume the tents of bribery. They conceive troubles, bring forth futility. Their womb prepares deceit. Now Job is a response to Elipaz's second harsh counsel. Chapter 16. Then Job answered and said, Job's answer to his three friends, actually, verse 1 to 6. I have heard many such things, such words about Job's suffering reason is sin, requiring repentance, and said, I have heard many such things. Miserable comforters, because they did not comfort Job in grief due to the loss of possessions shared, so domestic animals and servants, and of family members, children, and of his house, like his tumor, boards, and so on, but made an insensitive, cruel, inhumane, motionless, or harsh judgment, criticism. Comforters are not judges that they should have delivered Job's grief in verse 5. So Job said in verse 5 is, if I were you, so I would comfort you, kind of there. Are you all, so you all three friends, Elipaz, not only Elipaz, but Bildad and Zophar. Then verse 3, shall words of wind have an end? Words of wind, which mean empty words, meaningless words. Their words are the pointless counsel, not applicable to Job's case. Or what provokes you that you answer? Have an end, endless, pointless counsels. What provokes you that you answer? How come you make such provocative or irritating words? So your word is provoking word, provoking me. I also could speak as you do. I could speak harshly as you do. If your soul were in my soul's place, if I were you, I could heap up words against you. I could judge you harshly or emotionally, so up, in full, right? Emotionally in full, or I could criticize you and shake my head at you. A provocative gesture, shake the head. I could make a provocative accusation against cause comfort would relieve your grief, so reduce your great grief. That's a comfort, not a judge or an accuse. That a judge or nor accuse. Verse 6, though I speak, my grief is not relieving. So, and if I remain silent, how am I injured? Neither my answers nor silence doesn't relieve my grief and injure me. That is, it doesn't comfort me, even if he says so. It doesn't comfort myself either. Verse 7, but now God has worn me out. So verses 7 up to 22, Job's speaking is over God, about God. So God has worn me out. In other words, God allowed me to be exhausted. You have made desolate all my conquering. So that indicates Job's lost his servants and children. So we already read it. Job chapter 1, 16, 18 up to 19. Verse 8, you have shriveled me up, has filled with the wrinkles. That meaning God has wrinkled me up. God has allowed me to age due to the loss of possessions, family members, health, above. And it is a witness against me. His sin present body condition is a witness or proof against me. My leanness rises up against me. Job also weakens and loses a lot of weight and bears witness to my face. I, as an eyewitness, look at my leanness or my age, my weakness. Verse 9, he tears me in his wrath, God's wrath, and hates me, God hates me. God gnashes at me with his teeth, or picturesque expression over Job's present condition by God. My adversary, opponent, sharpens his gaze on me, Job's friends, and their followers sharpen his eyes on me. Verse 10, they gape at me with their mouths, Job's friends, and their followers open their mouths at me. They strike me reproachfully on the cheek and gather together against me. They accused me harshly. For example, suffering of the innocent people. Jesus or Jeremiah case, Psalm chapter 22, verse 13. They gape at me with their mouth, like a raving and roaring lion. That is talking about the Messiah. So it's Job's persecution situation similar to Jesus Messiah. And here Jeremiah case, Jeremiah just followed God's the direction of the people persecute Jeremiah. When have you prophesied in the name of the Lord, saying, this house shall be like a shallow, very small and shallow, like the pond side, and this city of Jerusalem shall be desolate without an inhabitant. Question. Jeremiah delivered the gospel. If you do not repent your sin, you Jerusalem will be desolate. But Jeremiah said so. But all the people were gathered against Jeremiah in the house of the Lord. So that kind of persecution. Lamentations, Jeremiah 2, chapter 29 and 30. Let him put this mouth in dust. There may yet be hope. Let him give his cheek to the one who strikes him, and be full of reproach. So him is indicating Jeremiah himself. So the kind of persecution, like against me, reproach is on the cheek. So in that way. Verse 11. God has delivered me to the ungodly, his friends and their followers. Initially, God allowed to Satan. So Job chapter 1 verse 12. And the Lord said to Satan, behold, all that he has is in our power. Only do not lay your hands on his person or his the body at that time. So Satan went out from the presence of the Lord. So that's why Satan destroyed his children, servants, and domestic animals. Job chapter 2:6. Now the Lord said to Satan, behold, he is in your hand, but spare his life. Now except life. So he lost the house. That one. Initially God allowed. Verse turned me over to the hands of the wicked. So that one is initially God's allowed. Verse 12. I was at ease, but God has shattered me. He also has taken me by my neck and shaken me to pieces. So he has set me up for his target. So I am the target of all the archers that follow. So in other words, all the criticizers. So just following. So verse 13. His archers, God allowed, archers surround me. He pierces my heart and does not pity. My heart is, King James is my kidneys. He pours out my gall. So gall is inside of belly of the gall organ. Pours out my gall on the ground. My gall comes out my body. So almost comes out. Verse 14. He breaks me with wounds upon wounds. My sores and boils or pains and tumors get worse. He runs at me like a warrior, breaks me with beach upon beach, like giants. So, God is, my health conditions become worse. Okay? So, then verse 15. I have thrown sackcloth over my skin, constant burning sores and boils. The sackcloth, as it dried, became a part of his skin. What horrible, smelling, stink, boils. Or the tumors. Laid my head in the dust. So his head is with dust, because in order to the itchy body scratch out, he used the powder, a powder. That's why that is laid in dust. Verse 16. My face is flushed from weeping. Job's face is reddened by weeping. And on my eyelids is the shadow of death. My darkened eyelids shows me almost close to death. Verse 17, although no violence is in my hands, and my prayer is pure, I did not commit any violent sin by my hands, but my prayer is pure. That is, I am innocent, that I should not be judged with the loss of property, family, and the house. That's a government that's unfair kind of thing. Verse 18, O earth, do not cover my blood, and let my cry have no resting place. My innocent blood in the earth should cry out to God for justice. That is example is John chapter 4 verse 8 to 10. Cain and Abel case. Now Cain talked with Abel, his brother. It came to pass when they were in the field that Cain rose up against Abel, his brother, and killed him. Then the Lord said to Cain, where is Abel, your brother? He said, I do not know. Am I my brother's keeper? And he said, what have you done? The voice of your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground. That meaning the innocent blood cries out of fairness or justice. Verse 19, surely even now my witness in heaven, God in heaven, is the eyewitness of what Job did. And my evidence is on high, or my record in all truth is in heaven. Simply God knows everything, even if my friends accuse me harshly. Verse 20, my friends scorn me. They judge, criticize, or accuse me. My eyes pour out tears to God. I am crying out to God with weeping. Verse 21. Oh, that one might plead for a man with God, as a man pleads for his neighbor. A mediator between a man and God is much better to plead for me, like a man pleads for his neighbor. So here's a question to answer. Job mentioned it again. Here, Job chapter 19, verse 25, 26 here. For I know that my Redeemer lives, and he shall stand at last on the earth. And after my skin is destroyed, this I know, that in my flesh I shall see God. So mention the Redeemer mediated. Hebrews chapter 7, the New Testament time, Jesus as the mediator, the Redeemer, intercessor, and advocate actually came. Hebrews chapter 7, 25. Therefore, he is also able to save to the uttermost those who come to God through him, since he always lives to make intercession for them. So that's why whenever you commit sin, you repent in Jesus' name, so you are ready. Your sin is recovered. The 1 John chapter 2, verse 1. My little children, these are things I write to you, John Apostle said, read spiritual children, so that you may not sin. And if anyone sins, since it's actually non-deadly sins, you have an advocate with the Father, Jesus Christ, the righteous. Jesus advocates there. So that one is we can, but here is a job. He will see the mediators coming between man and God. 22. For when a few years are finished, I shall go the way of no return. Job believed that the life is a one-way life, not the cycles of life. But this is a very clear, no return. So on the earth with one-way life. So somebody said, if I were born again on earth, how would I be? That's not true because those cycles of life is at all. Verse 17, my spirit is broken. My breath is caught. I am dying. My spirit is coming out of my body. My days are extinguished or extinct. My lifetime is over. The grave is ready for me. My body is put into the grave. I'm not marked with me. Marked is 3 friends with me. And does not my eye dwell on their provocation? Do I continue to see their judgment, accusation, or criticism, provocative words? Verse 3. Now put down a pledge for me with yourself. Pledge is assurance. May God put bail, ransom, or a guarantee for me. God is looking for the ransom, which is Jesus. Matthew chapter 20, verse 28. Just as the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve, and to give his life a ransom for many. Ephesians chapter 1, verse 13 up to 14. In him you also trusted, after you heard the word of the truth, the gospel of your salvation, the position of salvation there, in whom also having believed, you were sealed with the Holy Spirit of promise for the gospel salvation, position salvation. At that point, who is the guarantee of our inheritance in the kingdom of God, until the redemption of purchased possession to the praise of his glory. So guarantee or earnest. Who is he who shall shake hands with me, or strike hands with me, make an agreement with me, get a deal? For example, even today in Israel, when ship is sold between a buyer and seller, suddenly they strike hands. It means the agreement is established. Verse 4, for you have hidden their heart from understanding. God allows my friends misunderstanding about me. Therefore you will not exalt them. So they will not be exalted by God for it or for that. Misunderstanding, no, God is exalted. In other words, God doesn't allow their misunderstanding. Verse 5, he who speaks a flattery to his friends, a follower flatters to the friends, even the eyes of his children will fail. Even his children could see it dimly, failed, could see or could not see it. So what is the follow to his friend, continue flat the branch. Verse 6, but he has made me the byword of the people. God made me the byword, or the figure for man of extreme suffering, for wickedness before the people. Extreme suffering for wickedness before the people. And I have become one in whose face man spits, My face is spit by men. I is despised by the people. Verse 7. My eye has also grown dim because of sorrow. Sorrow causes dim sight of my eye. And all my members are like shadows. The members of my body are weakened. Verse 8, upright men are astonished at this. Men who stand up righteously before God, like Job, implying Job. Job implies himself like the upright man. And the innocent stirred himself up against the hypocrites. The innocent, like Job, stirred himself up against the hypocrite, resist against the hypocrites, like his friends. Verse 9, yet the righteous will hold to his way. The man who lives by faith will hold on his way despite their mockery, accusation, or harsh judgment, like John. He who has clean hands, he who has no dirty hands, such as bribery or a hidden sin, like John, will be stronger and stronger, will be strengthened. So through prayers, God encourages in that way. Verse 10, but please come back again, all of you, for I shall not find one wise man among you. Come, all my friends, and I do not find any wisdom among you or words. That's a confirmed letter by God. Because Job chapter 42 verse 7. And so it was, after the Lord had spoken these words to Job, that the Lord said to Elipaz, the Temanite, my wrath is aroused against you, and your two friends as well. So 3 friends, for you have not spoken of me, of God. What is right, not right, as my servant Job has, not right way. Particularly your counsel is not applicable to Job's case. So, yeah, some cases the painful suffering comes from hidden sin or is weakness, kind of thing, but not always. Sometimes God is in order to purify the believers, like today's COVID-19, to some Christians. I think most Christians. Verse 10, but please come back again, all of you. We already read that. Verse 11, my days are past, my lifetime is almost gone. My purposes are broken off. The special purpose of my life and many personal purposes of my life are almost gone. For example, the special purpose of the believer's life are for God, His glory, honor, and power. Each person's purposes are various and dependent upon each individual. Revelation chapter 4:11. You are worthy. This is a special purpose for all creatures. You are worthy, O Lord, to receive glory. So glorify God, give honor God, power. Give power to God, which means God ruled us. For you created all things, and by your will they exist, were created. So according to God's will, we should live in for that way, whatever personal position, like as a pastor, lawyer, physician, whatever position, so father, mother, and so on. Even the thought of my heart, I can think improperly, like dementia, So first life, even the daughters in my heart broken off. Verse 12, they changed the night into day. The markers work all light like day. The light is near, they say, in the face of darkness. Even if the light is here, or the truth is here, there, they are seeking darkness. They skip, they don't see the truth. They do not seek the truth rather than a lie. Verse 13, if I wait for the grave as my house, if I am buried in the grave as my house, if I make my bed in the darkness, if I was put in the coffin as my bed in the dark grave, if I say to corruption, you are my father, and to the worm, you are my mother and my sister. It's described that my body is being decayed, is decaying by worms. The body is beginning to crop like my father, and the worms are doing their jobs like my mother and my sister. So all around, like family members or corruption or worm is there in the grave. Verse 15, where then is my home? As of the physical death, where is my home? As for my home, who can see it? Nobody can see my home after my physical death. In other words, my life is over. Is it really? Everlasting life. The life after physical death is existent because of the spiritual birth upon our first belief in the Lord Jesus Christ as Savior. John chapter 16. For God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son, that we have believed in Him should not perish but have everlasting life. So everlasting life is not over. Even if we physically body is decaying, but is spiritual life is still alive. So Jesus is coming again. So we have is the heavenly body, not the earthly body, heavenly bodies there. Verse 16. Would they go down to the gates of Sheol? Sheol is the center of the earth. In the Old Testament times called Sheol. Sheol's name is changed. Sheol, Hades, and the hellfire or fire of hell. Then is bottomless pit. Then Gehenna, which is the lake of fire. Shall they go down to the gate of Sheol? Shall we have the rest together in the dust? That's a rhetorical question. My friends also will be put into the grave and take rest as our bodies become this in the grave. Job's lack of faith in the everlasting life right here. So sometimes we suffer a lot of suffering. We lose in the faith, but we shouldn't share a shaken faith. So we covered all the questions. So let's just sing all together on the last song.